Hello and welcome to India Today. I am Sanjay Ponappa and I watched the Kannada film Elumale. Now I realize that I am a little late. The film released on September 5th and all of that, but due to some reasons I couldn't get to the film earlier. But throughout the weekend I kept hearing good things about this, newly released Kannada film. It wasn't very promoted, but still surely through its content was making a lot of news on social media, on my personal contacts, wherever, and many people were talking about this film. So as soon as I came back to Bangalore, I made sure to watch this film and I got to it. Well, the film has been written and directed by Punit Rangaswamy, a debutant, and the film stars Raanna and Priyanka in the lead, along with experienced actors like Kishore, Jagapati Babu, and others. In one line, if I have to explain what I felt about this film, is that this is a very interestingly weaved story. First thing I'd like to point out is that the story of this film is so strong. It is so nicely weaved that along with romance, there is thrillers, there is a cop drama going on, there's a family drama going on, all while it is set in a place and during a time where Operation Cocoon, which is the operation for the encounter of Veerappan, the forest bandit, took place in the borders of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Usually when there are so many elements involved, it becomes a bit of a mess. But here the writer, who was Punit Rangaswamy, who's also the director, has done a really good job in weaving the whole story together with butterfly effects and a lot of other things seamlessly, because nowhere does it seem like this was unnecessary or this whole subplot was unnecessary. It all fits into the narrative very smoothly, and kudos to the writer for that. Getting deeper into the review, the film is set in the year 2004 in Malemadeshwara Hills, which is in Karnataka, close to Chamarajnagar of Karnataka. The film, like I said earlier, is set around the time the notorious forest bandit, the smuggler, the poacher, Veerappan, was encountered by a special task force led by police officers from both Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So the makers have definitely taken certain inspirations from real life incidents that took place, and that also shows in the film, although not, on your face. The names are not direct, but you can definitely get all the references that is shown in the film. However, that is only a setting or something that is happening in the background which is having certain consequences on our main plot. The main plot revolves around our lead pair Raanna and Priyanka Achar, who play Harisha and Chinni. Chinni, who is from Tamil Nadu, is to be married the next day but elopes from her house to be united with Harisha, a driver from Karnataka in Malemadeshwara Hills. However, because of one wrong turn that Harisha takes during his previous trip with a customer, the couple end up facing a series of events that puts their whole lives in jeopardy. This involves police inspectors that involve a case that is, very Tudarumish, and how Harisha gets involved there and what is happening with Chinni as she is going on the bus to Malemadeshwara Hills, where she is encountering some Naxalites smuggling some guns into the forest so that our notorious Veera is aided during his escape into Sri Lanka. Now, while all this is happening, in the background, the special task force is planning their encounter of Veerappan. What's the question that lies? Is Harisha going to be able to get to Chinni, who is waiting for him in Malemadeshwara Hills? Is Chinni going to be safe, who is being pursued by these Naxalites because she ran into them while traveling in the bus and found out that they are traveling with guns? Is this story going to be a happily ever after story, or will their love story be the collateral for the encounter of Veerappan and also for the police officers to close their case? The answers to all these questions and a lot more is what Elumale is. Like I said earlier, debutant writer-director Punit Rangaswamy has done a really good job weaving the story, and also in the direction department as well. Because in most places you can see him succeed as he builds this thrill and suspense around this whole case, while he's also thriving in building a connection between the audience and the film in terms of emotions, and these two are great marks for a director. However, there are some places where he was kinda lagging as well. Some places where the whole thriller element would be moving seamlessly, there would be an abrupt break because a seemingly forced integration of over dramatic effects, a little bit outdated also, I can say. A little bit of TV serial effect is added in between, which is a really bad road bump. It is almost as if you find a road bump on the Bangalore-Mysore expressway, and that really does, spoil your mood at least for a few minutes or a few seconds of your whole experience with the film. So that I felt like was not necessary, especially in moments where the thriller elements was going really nicely. Apart from this, the only other complaint I have with the writing, direction and screenplay is that there are moments where this creative leeway has been taken by the makers. Instead of going with the logical route, instead of planting some sense there, they have chosen to just go the Shakespearean climax way and take the easy way out, is what I felt in certain places. This could have been avoided if there were some more smarter twists involved in such crucial places, is what I felt. Talking about the performances in the film, the lead pair Raanna and Priyanka Achar do a really good job. While the acting chops could have been better, while it could have made more impact, they have done really well in terms of communicating their love, in terms of communicating the love between the two characters to the audience. As an audience, I did get totally invested in their love story. Personally speaking, that is very rare for me. So one reason why I probably am rooting for this film so much is because whenever a love story really gets to me, it means that love story has a lot of weight. They communicate this innocence of two young lovers really beautifully, and you can't help yourself but get invested in their story. While there are some places where lack of experience is shown, all our experienced actors get there. Be it Kishore playing this ruthless police inspector, Jagapati Babu playing the lead of the special task force. All these people bring in their experience and their acting chops and bring this element of suspense and thriller and seriousness, bring a lot of weightage for the film in terms of performance through theirs. I feel like these experienced actors were the pillars for the bridge that was built between the film and the audience. These people were the pillars because they bring in that weightage through their performance. Talking about the technical departments, Advaita Gurumurthy has done a really good job in the cinematography department. All the frames look really beautiful. Although in the start, it might seem like it's just a gimbal shot. It's just monotonous. Nothing different is happening. There might be a sequence in the start where it seemed like, okay, this is very simple cinematography. It's just the same frames kept over and over again. As the film progresses, as the story progresses, and once you get invested in what is happening, you can see that there are subtle changes in the kind of frames that is being built. There is these frames set to create this feeling of probably claustrophobia, or create this feeling of what is happening, the vastness of the scale, the vastness of the scene, the importance of the scene. All these things do take place gradually. So to actually start appreciating Advaita's cinematic brilliance, you need to just go with the flow of the film and the emotion that it is presenting to you. Whenever emotions are being communicated through the frames, that means that the cinematographer has totally understood the job and has given a really great output in their department. While the background music does seem like the same tunes are repeating over and over again, some places it might seem like it is too loud and all of that. There's one song, a devotional song slash a very good hype song, definitely invoke goosebumps. It is still doing that to me here as well. Anumale Jenumale song was just brilliant to listen to in the theaters, especially with all those speakers. The song does have emotional quotient to anybody who's grown up in Karnataka, especially around this Chamarajnagar, Mysore, all these regions where you repeatedly listen to all these, Male Madeshwara songs, the devotional songs of the seven hills. You know that there is this certain flavor and what the meaning of this song is, and what sort of value it holds amongst the people, and bringing in a more modern rendition of this song and integrating it into the story while it is at its most crucial point and a lot of things are happening, was just a brilliant cinematic experience. So a special shout out to this song as well as the moment it created in the theaters. Well, overall this film is 100% recommended by me. I would really love it if all of you viewers go and watch this film after listening to this review, or if you've already watched this film, great as well. Do mention what you felt about the film in the comment section below. In recent times, we did have a Su from Su, which just changed the dynamic of how Kannada cinema was being viewed for the last few years. Yes, we had our stars bringing in some films and, creating some ruckus at the box office, but there was no major hit for the last couple of years. Su from So was that film which showed that content is indeed the king, and if it is communicated to the audiences, people will flock the theaters. But at the same time, there have been several other good films which isn't in the same genre as Su from So. While Su from So was a complete, entertainer, a comedy film integrated with, a bit of social drama and a lot of relatability, there are other films as well which is just as good, if not better, but aren't on the entertaining side. But these films go totally unnoticed. There were several other good films which couldn't really knock on all the doors of Karnataka or all the doors of consumers nationwide, worldwide, but there have been a lot of good films as well. Now, Elumale has come in a time where people started going to the theaters once again through Su from So. So, will this get the love that it deserves? Whether it is as much as Su from So got, whether it is not as much, it doesn't matter. Whatever the film deserves, it should get, and the film does deserve all of your attention and love as well. I am very eagerly, keenly, and a bit nervously waiting to see whether Elumale does turn out to be a big hit at the box office in Karnataka and nationwide as well. And I do hope that it falls under the bracket of a Su from So rather than all these other good films which are really good but the audience didn't really connect with. For example, again, recommendations as well. It's on OTT now. You can check it out. Mithya, Firefly, Edagaya Pagatake Karana, and all these more films like that. So, if you haven't watched these, do give it a try. But Elumale is currently running in theaters. Like I said earlier, 100% recommended. Do go to the theaters and watch the film. There are several other review videos on our channel. Do make sure to check them out. Maruti Acharya and myself are at the theaters most weekends watching all the films and bringing to you the reviews and everything else that happens over there as soon as possible. So, what do you have to do to get all those updates immediately? You have to subscribe to our channel. Also hit the like button on this video and all the other videos so that you get our updates immediately. With that, I am Sanjay Ponnappa and you are watching India Today.